So it is currently 9:57 on Sunday night. Just put the kids to bed and I'm starting to pack for Australia tomorrow. So I had a bunch of washing that I had to get done and throw it in the dryer while I'm sleeping. And then I'll have a pretty early start tomorrow morning. I'm going to try and get get a head start on my weekly training programming. So usually I just have Monday as a rest day, or I'll do a little bit of cardio. But I'm going to try and do both just because we're going to lose some time flying when we go over. So kind of when we land, it's already going to be Wednesday afternoon, and jet lag is not great. The flight from Houston in Texas to Sydney is, I believe, 16 hours, if I remember correctly. So it's a really long flight. And then we've got to get another flight from Sydney to Brisbane, where we're staying for the first few days. So it's gonna be a long trip, and last thing you want to do when you get off the plane is go and do like triples, so squats or deadlifts. So I'm gonna do my hard session tomorrow morning, and then at least when I get in on Thursday, I can get up and kind of just do one of my easier accessory training sessions. So that's the plan. Currently putting some suitcases together, and yeah, hopefully I can get to bed before midnight because I got an early start. I think I'll probably get up at like 6. Lane's gonna take the kids to school, and yeah. Oh. Most of my stuff is done. Oh shit, I forgot to pack dresses. God, my eyeballs are red. So something I'm doing today before we go is getting my eyelashes, I think it's called an eyelash lift. So I have really long lashes and they're really curly. So I know you can't see this, but they like fold back and touch my eyelids. So if I'm trying to put mascara on, they're like, could not have a worse outcome. Ladies, you know what that's like. Getting mascara all over your face, you're forever just like getting rid of it. So anyway, still like my hair, that's good. Glad nothing changed. Definitely having a coffee before I go and train. And I also had a caffeine tablet just to wake me up. So I can't ever get these ones. That's better. Anyone else feel naked without mascara on? Got my gym bag ready. I have squats today, so Iron Hanks is coming with me. Guys, if you don't have a belt, you should definitely get one of these. It's probably my favorite. Lever belts just tend to be so good. The quick release. You can come. It looks like a really nice day outside. Until you learn that it is 62, which is cold. But we're getting isolated today. 62 is not that bad after all. I thought I was going to be dying. Lane always teases me because I always get so cold. It doesn't matter what the temperature is. I have like a 2 degree, I don't know, happy thermostat. But it's kind of nice today, so. And it doesn't really matter because I'm going to Australia. It's gonna be hot. Although my mum just said that there are a lot of flash flooding right now. We just had the fires, which was awful and devastating, and now apparently there's some huge storms, and yeah, so we'll soon find out. Really busy this time of the day. Oh yeah. So I'm about 30 minutes into my workout and I just hit my first working set of squats. So today my squat variation is an Anderson squat. So you'll notice that I've got the pins kind of set up right at my parallel. In fact, this is a tiny little bit low for me. So I think I'm actually squatting below parallel based on the video that I was looking at last week. So really hard. The reason I'm doing these, just trying to keep some exercise diversity in my program so that I still enjoy my program. But they're excellent for kind of your bottom range strength. So yeah, if there was a weak spot for me when I'm squatting, it's usually kind of coming out of the hole. So this forces you to kind of take that squat from a dead stop. And yeah, you really have to engage your core for this particular movement. I've got to stay tight, and I've really got to focus on driving my hips through, knees keeping out, no knee valgus. So yeah, that's my big compound lift for today. I've got a few other accessory movements which are still very challenging. So I'm going to be here for a little while, but I'm going to try and be done by about 9:30. So yeah, got to stay focused. Lane is actually not training with me today. He's currently dropping the kids off at school, or he probably has by now, and he's training in a different location to me. So running solo basically until we get on the flight today. Wow. Sweat City. So I'm just heading to get my eyelashes tinted, I guess, for holidays. Since we're going to be in Australia, I don't want to have to worry about wearing a lot of makeup. Probably going to be doing some surfing, so it's just nice to just go a la natural. So yeah, Lane would have died if he knew that I had an appointment this morning. He has like travel anxiety, so yeah, it's probably a good thing he's not here this morning. Okay, there's a bit of a time lag. Sorry. Goodness, today has been go. We raced off to the airport, got everything sorted, and we also did our soft launch, I guess you'd call it, for a carbon diet coach today. So as soon as we got to the airport, we kind of had social media obligations at certain times, and yeah, there hasn't been any pause today to actually even pull out the camera or for me to remember, but here we are. Funny story, so we have a special guest who is travelling with us. I haven't mentioned his name yet, but I will soon. But he almost missed his flight when we're boarding the plane, and Blaine and I are already on. Most of the flight is ready to go, and he just made it in time. He stopped off at the gas station, and when he got back into the car to keep driving to the airport, it cancelled out his navigation. So he just typed in, international airport, and didn't think twice to even check where it was taking him, and he went to the wrong one. So yeah, he was quite late getting to the airport, but he made it. So we have just gotten on the plane, obviously. Had something to eat, and I'm going to try and stay up for a couple more hours, so that will eat into like 5 hours of the flight, and then I'll try and sleep for about 8 hours if I can, because I have not slept very well the last week, just trying to cram a lot of work in. And yeah, they usually turn the lights back on about 2 hours before we land and serve breakfast, so that works perfectly. Stay up 4 hours, sleep for 8 hours, lights come on, and that'll be bringing us straight into Sydney. It's a 15-hour flight, so made it. Boys leading the way. So we finally made it. I cannot believe how like smoggy it is. I don't know whether it is because of all the fires that the sky is so, yeah, it's kind of eerie. When you got off the plane, it was really dark and it's very humid, which is just not like home. It's normally really dry heat and sunny. So I hope the weather improves for the next few days. We're just about to get on the bus to go to the domestic terminal to head over to Sydney. To head to Brisbane. So we have just gotten to the hotel. We're staying at a place called the W, and I picked it because it's super quirky. Oh, where is he? He's hiding.
Welcome, mademoiselle.
I love how funky this place is. Like, look at the wardrobe. It's like legit a cage. And retro. Oh. So much colourful stuff. You know what? I can see the appeal. No, I like retro like this. You know what? I wish sometimes that I wasn't such an athlete and had intentions of exercising this afternoon after I work, because this is my favourite Chambord. It's like a French raspberry liqueur, and I used to mix it with, what did I used to mix it with?
I don't know.
What's it? Bitters, lime, vodka, diet lemonade, Chambord, and it was delicious. Trying to get outside. So this is the rainy view of Brisbane, but it's not a very nice day. So I'm about to get stuck into the clients that I didn't get to attend to on Monday. So yay me. Sitting down to some work, and then we'll probably go to the gym and get a little light session in. I think all of us are kind of feeling a little bit lethargic when you've been sitting for so long. It's nice to just get something in out of the way. So we have just come down for our first morning of breakfast. We are at a place called Three Blue Ducks, which is actually part of the W hotel that we're staying in. We ended up going for a walk all the way around the city, and because we're on like the business side or the business district, a lot of the cafes that we found were just kind of like, it's just a quick grab and go. It wasn't like a nice sit down restaurant. So we've got like such a beautiful view here. They do either a buffet or meals a la carte. So I'm about to go and check it out. I mean, what have you got here?
Croissant.
That is the biggest croissant I think I've ever seen. It literally.
You know what they say about a man with a big croissant?
Yeah, and then you've gone for an omelette as well. I've gone for an egg white omelette, which looks quite small. I'll probably have to get another one. Lean protein right here. Tomato, a black sausage with some, I think it's a currant jam. This is a maple glazed pumpkin. I've got some sauces, mostly mustard, Dijon mustard paste. Quail egg here with some prosciutto, and that is a frittata. So round one. What are we going for, Zach?
I got the egg white omelet, and then I got 2 poached eggs, and it gets
those. Can I make a recommendation?
Yes.
I tried 2 of these.
What are those?
It's some black sausage. The taste with this chutney, like this currant jam, was awesome. Yeah, really nice. Just for a little bit of
did you get all of, which ones did you get?
I tried this one, and I had some bacon too.
Was the bacon worth it?
Absolutely, really nice, yep. I prefer a black sausage.
Yeah, I had to give myself a little chuckle.
Come on, say it. We are going to try and work out today.
What do you mean try? Haven't you ever seen Yoda? Do it or not. There is no try.
Running on push.
Oh,
Come on, Zach.
have you
Get
seen
your
that?
shit
Have you
together,
seen
man.
that,
So I've got up and spring cleaned the apartment because it was a bomb. Last night we had some friends come over for drinks and it's kind of early, but have a look at this view. This is what I miss about living on the beach. I'm just such a beach person. It's been quite an adjustment moving to Tampa because this is what I have access to every day when I lived here on the Gold Coast. Just panoramic views of beauty, just beauty. So we have like a whole balcony and sun area to ourselves just in here. But it's just gorgeous. The heat of the sun at the moment is just radiating. So I have a feeling this morning when I go for a walk, I'm probably going to get a little bit sweaty. So, let's see what Lane's doing. Oh, poor baby. He's fast asleep. In the distance down there. So, Lane's teasing me because I'm like, oh, it's my environment.
No, I zoomed in on the building. I was like, just look at the environment.
So we've just done like a 20-minute bike ride from where we're staying in Broad Beach. God, the sweat is real. And we are heading to have a few drinks down at Burleigh Heads. No. And poor Zach's like, no more alcohol. So yeah, we thought we would ride down, get a bit of activity into the day. We've been hanging out by the pool for most of the afternoon. I think we all felt a bit sorry for ourselves this morning.
Yeah.
Feeling a little bit hungover. I did do an hour 45 walk while these two continued to sleep. So yeah, beautiful view up here. I just love it. I think this is what I miss the most about Australia.
Love it.
Just the
Fucking love it, mate.
coastline, the trees. What was that tree called again that we... Yeah, what's the tree
I
called?
can't remember. It had white flowers. Oh.
Anyway, so today is a fun day. Lane and I are going to Wet n Wild. We are reliving our childhood dreams and going to the water park. So
Hello.
it's going to be incredibly fun. I think I've got my eyes on the roller coaster. Pretty sure Lane has his eyes on the water pool. See this lovely lady? Come here, girl.
Bees everywhere.
Don't drop your stuff. Put her down with you.
Hello.
What's the back? What's the back? What's the back? Oh.
The sunburnt man.
Got sunburn.
He's so look at his sunburn. The poor guy. He couldn't even train this morning.
Did you put sun cream on now?
Yeah, I've got some good money. Yeah.
All right, so Sabrina, what is our first ride of the day?
Oh, I reckon we go on the worst one.
Worst one?
Yep. I think we go straight
Start
to
worst?
the gnarliest one.
Okay.
Probably the black hole in the back there.
Ooh, I'm so excited. I haven't been
Are
here
you scared of
for
heights?
years. No.
No? Excellent.
Oh, well, yes, I am, but not rides.
Okay.
Oh, it's so hot here today. It's like 30 degrees. We've got a nice workout in this morning. Got up with some friends, had a good meal. Now we're ready for some.
We are ready for fun!
Nice little water wave pool.
So they do movies here on the Friday and Saturday night.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. Yeah, they call it the dive-in.
Oh, that's. Oh, I like it. I love it. Sabrina is murdering me.
It's fun. You love it.
You need some more calories, girl.
I must be getting old. We've done a few, like 3 or 4 times.
Your mother?
One of the rides I didn't go
Because you
back
got
on.
scared.
I was petrified. I was like, my glutes are going to stick to this ride and I'm going to end up going back up the tunnel.
Not Lane. Lane
No.
did it twice.
He did it twice. Like I had
know, bitch.
I had to go to the bathroom. That was my escape card. We have had so much fun. I haven't screamed this much in a little while. Lane. I'm dying. So we're just gonna grab a quick drink
Haven't
to
screamed that
refuel.
much yet. There's still the evening.
Don't worry, you got this. I believe in you.
So we've got one to go. I was about to bail and Sabrina's like, there's one more, just do it. So I'm like, okay, I need a drink break. Get a Diet Coke, 40 milligrams of caffeine to get me through this last
A little
one.
bump.
So
little
Lady
bump of
just
caffeine.
dropped it, darling. It is back there, loses everything, can't take him anywhere. So coming to the end, we can't take the phone on any of the rides for obvious safety reasons. So you just have to acknowledge the fact that I did have a great time. Definitely let our hair down today, and yes. So I think one of the first things that I do when I travel is knowing that I don't have the same kind of access to, you know, cooking quite often. It's a little bit different here because we've deliberately got an apartment that has like a cooking facility. But typically when we're staying in smaller hotels, I always take and travel with my multivitamins. So I've got all my vitamins set up, ready to go, and just to make sure that, you know, on the chances that I can't get access to a bunch of veggies, I usually eat anywhere from 500 grams to 800 grams of fresh fruit, vegetables and salads every day. If I can't do that, at least I'm knowing that I've got my supplements with me to kind of fill in the blanks if I am eating kind of less nutrient rich foods. So yeah, that's the first thing I'm going to do now that I've got up, and then I'm going to go and get coffee. Okay, so here is my lovely coffee this morning. So I'm doing a half-half mixture of unsweetened almond milk and fat-free or skim milk. The main reason that I kind of do a 50-50 split is first and foremost, I'm still reverse dieting and I haven't got my calories up to quite where I am really just comfortable and super flexible with what I can eat. So typically the cashew milk or unsweetened almond milk, the 30 or 40 calorie varieties are so much more calorie friendly than just even a fat-free milk. So for example, in 1 cup or 1 serving of fat-free or skim milk, it's about 13 grams of carbohydrates and about 8 or 9 grams of protein, which protein's fine. But when it comes to my carbohydrates, I would much rather save that 13 grams of carbohydrate to put towards like another meal eaten out. And especially because we are doing a lot of eating out, I want to have as much flexibility as I can, because I won't always be able to make a modification that will help me hit my targets. So this kind of just guarantees or ensures I've got as much flexibility as I can. On the contrary, something like an unsweetened almond or cashew only has maybe 2 grams of carbohydrates, and it is much lower in protein as well. So that's kind of the downside, but I eat protein from other animal sources anyway. So that typically has around 1 or 2 grams of protein. Some of them are even less. So it is much lower in calorie. And also from a taste perspective too. I'm definitely a coffee fan, and I don't particularly enjoy the flavor of some of the unsweetened almond milks and cashew milks just on their own. It's fine for cooking and baking. I'm happy to use it in all of my dishes and things like that, but when it's on its own, it does actually have quite a strong flavor, and I don't particularly like it. So doing a blend of both cow's milk and unsweetened almond milk kind of still gives it like a regular milk flavor as opposed to almond milk. So that's another reason for it. What I also will always do is add a sweetener. So typically the most common sweetener is like your equal, so that's aspartame. So many people still, you know, say, oh, isn't sweetener bad for you? Or in the case where I'm talking about diet soda, which I drink a lot of, they're like, oh my God, I thought like the diet soda was worse than the regular soda, which just blows my mind that this idea still exists. But no, there's nothing wrong with sweeteners. Based on the most recent meta-analysis that looks at artificial sweeteners and non-calorie value sweeteners, there is absolutely nothing wrong with these. I think you need to look at the context in which you're consuming them, and making sure that you're not like displacing other important nutrients and things like that. But yeah, there are no negative health side effects from consumption of these sweeteners. Now, one caveat to that is that there are certain individuals, and this comes back down to your genetic profiling. There are some alleles or genetic variants that can actually give you headaches if you consume aspartame. And in fact, Zach, that's traveling with us, is somebody that gets headaches from the consumption of even a small amount of sweetener. So that's one of the only, I guess, negatives of it when it comes to like risk reduction or risk of certain cancers, risk of, let me think about it. I think there was some general discussion about them still causing people with diabetes to have high blood sugar. That is absolute garbage. It's a non-calorie value product, so it will not increase blood sugar levels. So it's totally appropriate for somebody that has, diabetes. There's very few, problems associated with this. So I will always, if I can have a product, including my baking and all my cooking, if I can add a sweetener instead of regular sugar, without affecting the texture or the way that the end product finishes, I'll always add sweetener, because just why would I want to waste calories on sugar when I can have none? Yes. So this is my absolute staple meal. It's super easy to make. It's really voluminous. I can add a bunch of veggies and it just tastes really good, and I'm not sick of it yet. So the equivalent to miracle noodles that I use back at home here in Australia, I think you can still order those online actually, but I've been using, this is what I always used to use when I lived here. So it's Slendia. They come in like a spaghetti. They also have this, oh my God, this, I don't even know what's going on over there. I can't handle these guys. Anyway, they also go, zero. They also have these noodles as well, and I think there's like rice and some other kind of varieties, but they're 10 calories for this whole serving. Sorry, I lie, there's 2 servings in here, so there's 20 calories in this, but it's very fibrous, and that's going to help me stay on track today. So we are going to be going out for dinner today, and I want to make sure I've got plenty of calories to kind of use if I can't make modifications when I go out, which is very likely the case. So this is a really low macro-friendly pasta that will keep me feeling full. It's good in protein and super tasty. Okay, so training is done. We've just got back to the apartment and I was absolutely starving, as was Lane. I have quickly had a protein bar because I couldn't wait any longer. So I have been having these Body Science protein bars while I've been here. So this particular brand has about 18 grams or 19 grams of protein, and it's very low carb, very low fat. I think 5 grams of fat, and I think a similar amount of carbohydrate, but it does have some sugar alcohols, which are calorically dense. So glycerol has about 4.5 calories per gram, and there's about 3 grams of glycerol in those, but it just means they can take off the calories on the label. So
how would you track it?
I know, very hard to track. Track it as a carb. Pop it right back in as a carbohydrate because there's still calories in there. And then I'm actually now cooking up some grilled chicken, some spinach, some sun-dried tomatoes, semi-dried tomatoes, jalapenos, and I'm going to be making a lettuce chicken wrap or a chicken burger. Just cooked up some chicken. We're going to be putting some light ricotta cheese,
I found this cheese at the grocery store, which is very low calorie. I know you can't see that there, but it is very, very lean. Got my lettuce out, and I just need to stir this. So I'm just going to top my stir-fried spinach on here. Gonna add some cheese, gonna add some good old American mustard and some sriracha, which are both very low calorie. I'm gonna put some salt on there, and I'm also gonna add a little bit of stevia or a sweetener to this to give it a nice sweet flavor. So yeah, that's gonna be my mid-afternoon snack before we go to dinner. And there it is. Oh, so delicious. Definitely a stopgap until dinner time. Okay guys, so Lane and I came for a nice afternoon walk. It is our last day here in the Gold Coast, and we wanted to check out a building that I've never actually been to, even though I lived here for 2 years, and I don't know why I didn't come here earlier, because check this out. Look at that view. You can see all the way up to Southport and even further. That is one long way down. Just awesome. Is a beautiful dish, isn't it, Lane? Do you want to eat it? Oh yeah, Lane. That.
Why do you carry a torch? It's so stupid.
I know, the torch is just coming in handy for the food right now. And that is a steak
your food
on the
is
bottom.
the best looking one.
Look at that. Let me turn that around.
Yeah, it's almost as good looking as you.
Wow, like just
I got.
you stole my compliment, Zach.
I know.
Zach's. So you got the big version of mine. Oh, thank you. Excellent. Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, definitely.
I ordered the tuna sashimi.
That's the bug. That's the bug.
Yeah, it's like a lobster.
And some veggies. Oh, sorry, I picked us a bad one, guys.
Why do I feel like I...
See how wide it is? This is what you should just look for
What
when
the
you...
fuck is that thing? Like, what is that? What's that?
It's called Art Lane.
Did I pay $100 for that?
Probably. I just love white.
Wow, this is pretty dope.
Yeah.
She loves white. Also, Holly complains about Lane not having a tan.
Oh man, they got this little.
I like contrast. You need to be you're the tan.
So I'm guessing this one. You guys have the big one.
I don't know.
I'm guessing this is that one.
This is dope.
It's not a bad apartment.
Yeah, let me know. I don't know if this is the right one.
I don't know. If there's 2 single beds in here, you're probably gonna put those together. I don't know. Yeah. So these are both.
No, so that one's you guys's. I'll move this way.
Well, you've got I mean, Lane and I can sleep in separate beds. I wouldn't complain. Sometimes the snoring's a bit excessive.
So what do you guys want to do? Just let me know.
Yeah, we'll do the big one. Yeah, we'll take.
I can sleep with myself anywhere.
I think they're actually all the same size bed.
I don't need this room.
Oh, it's 8:30. We literally just, the boys went and got groceries and they are cooking. I can't remember the last time. Well, actually, no, Lane made me dinner once recently, but it's so nice to have someone cook food for you. And I'm working. So I'm probably going to be here until like 10 o'clock tonight, getting my client updates done, and hopefully that'll free up some time tomorrow to see my family. Alright, so the reason we are in Australia is because my younger sister Madison was getting married today.
Sorry, fellas. She does have a sister, but now she's taken.
Yeah, so Maddie and
job,
Philip
Phil.
got married today, so we're just moving locations. So Maddie had her wedding in their backyard, which was beautiful. My dad helped out with the garden. Maddie's like super active.
outdoors, loves doing projects. I guess we get that from our father. And now we're here at the Pennyroyal in Launceston. So it's just such a beautiful place. I walk past this every day for school. So I really appreciate, well, I never appreciated it when I lived here. And now, like, every time I come home, I cannot believe how lucky we were to be in such a nice place. I think, yeah, I'm a little bit more grateful for where I grew up. So, like, there's a waterfall. This is actually an old ancient volcano that is now completely, what's the word when they're
Dormant.
Dormant, yeah.
So they say.
Yeah, there's a beautiful spot that you can swim here as well, and yeah, it's beautiful. We're today, so what better thing to do when you're feeling a little bit hungover from your sister's wedding than come for a nice stroll over the bridge. Quite narrow. So funny what you think is normal as a child, you soon realise as an adult how lucky you really are. These guys are freaking out. They're like, oh no, oh no. So we're gonna go swimming right under here.
Oh God, this thing moves like crazy.
So something cool about this, so when it floods, this bridge has been underwater in history. Not recently, but very close to being underwater in the last 10 years, and has absolutely been underwater when it floods. So this whole area right up to where that pool is, that you can see there, is underwater. So my sister just had a kind of Sunday afternoon pizza day. So all of the people that came to the wedding reception last night and a couple of extra people came around to her house for lunch, and they had this really cool like a wood-fired pizza truck, I guess, and they kept bringing out different kinds of pizzas, and yeah, it was really nice. Got to catch up with the family again in a less inebriated state, which was nice. And then we've just come for the walk through the gorge, so just letting some pizza digest, and then we're going to get in behind us here and probably swim over to the bridge in the background, and there's a little spot where we can actually jump off the rocks, so that'll be fun. I haven't done that in years, so might as well be a kid again for a few days.
Wow, dude, look at that! Look at that house.
I'm retarded, bro.
Look at that! Look at that house.
Yeah, it's not a bad spot up there. What a beautiful. The boys.
I think when somebody pushed you off
So we just did some cliff jumping. It was really fun. Haven't done that in a while. It's been a long day. I'm ready for a shower and bed. Okay, so I've just finished a workout. This is my last day here in Tassie. And I wanted to make some breakfast. So I'm going to be using one of the recipes out of my complete contest prep guide today, which is a sweet and savory waffle for brekkie. Now, the recipe guide actually just uses a pre-made store-bought waffle, but today I'm going to use my waffle recipe, which I will share with you guys. And I'm going to make a few little adjustments just to suit what I actually have access to here in Tassie. So first off, so here are all the ingredients. So this is what's going to go into making the actual waffle base. So I've got self-raising flour, a vanilla protein. I just found these little sachets at the store. Normally I would use an unflavoured protein powder just so that it's a neutral base, and then you can choose any flavouring you want. But we'll use the sweet one for today. Baking powder, almond milk, some sweetener, and some eggs. And I'm also going to be using some liquid egg whites, which I've got to get out of the fridge.
Going to be having a savoury option today. So we're going to be using some fresh lunch meat. And I also have the Laughing Cow cheese. So this is actually the lowest fat cheese product that I could find. So for a 16 gram serving, what are we? We've got 1.6 grams of fat, 2 grams of protein, and no carbohydrate, of course. It's just cheese. So we used some of that, and then I found the egg whites. So that's what we're going to use to make our waffle this morning. Very excited. I also wanted to try some of this sugar-free with apple cinnamon. So I'll be eager to see how this one tastes. Sweetened with, what have we got there? Sucralose and sorbitol and some nice flavorings. So this is not something that we have in USA. So Australia are finally doing something better than US. So we'll give that a try too. All right, so I've just put together all of those dry ingredients and just used a fork to kind of whisk that all together. Mum doesn't have a whisk here at this house, so fork it is today, but that's come together nicely. Now I'm going to go ahead and add all the liquid ingredients, and then we'll throw it on the brand spanking new waffle machine. Okie dokie, mixed all the liquid ingredients in, and we're going to head over. Mum's just brushing over some butter because we don't have enough. I don't really like extra virgin olive oil, the flavour of it. So we've just melted some low-fat butter, which is this one here. So this is the lowest calorie butter I can find, which is actually better than the one I've been using at home. So check the macros out of this. Winning 2 grams of fat for a serving. That's awesome. So that is the brand I would be using if I lived here in Australia. I think that looks good, Mum. So we'll just let that heat up now. It'll give us a green light when it's ready. So guys, something like this, if you eat out and ordered a waffle, it would typically be made with just flour, regular eggs, full cream milk, or even cream is often added, or buttermilk, which is much higher in fat and calories. And then in addition to that, usually they are kind of fried in a pan if you're thinking about pancakes, and there's certainly no added protein powder. So these are so low calorie. They're, I think, about 18 grams of protein, 21 grams of carbohydrate, and 1.5 grams of fat, which is awesome. And you're going to see how voluminous these are too. So yeah, it's one of my favorite breakfasts. As I said, you can make them savory. I'm going to be adding cheese and some ham. You could add like blueberries or fresh berries to make these sweet. There are so many options that you can do with them. So very universal. So I've just cut up the cheese, the little cheese triangles, these cute little things. Slice that, and I've put that in half, and now look at that deliciousness. I like the little heart shape too. Let's make it look pretty. Try and did that later. Super cute. Not as crispy as I would have liked. I think I probably could have left it in a little bit longer, but the machine told me.
Okay, so last day in Tasmania, and it's kind of a cloudy day, so we had a change of heart. We were going to go to the beach, so instead we are heading to a local vineyard on Tamar Valley. I think this is actually called the Tamar Valley Winery. So, okay.
Hold me back from
Definitely not. So this is the winery location. So the other one was the dispensary. So this is literally just next door. Very cool. Yes. So we're going to taste today their newest. Oh, I felt the breeze of that one. The sparkling rose. We're going to do the Pinot Grigio. Is that the other one you said you were going to try? And then 3 of the reds, the Pinots, because this area is definitely known for a nice Pinot red wine. So the last day of my Australia trip has finally come, and we're going to make the most of it. It is a beautiful day today. So we went out last night, had some drinks, had some food, had some Cuban food actually. Delicious Cuban food. And
I don't know about the Turkish bread. Turkish bread was delicious.
It was great.
It was a bit dry.
It was, yeah.
You meant to put dip on it. I did.
The bread was getting put in places that were not.
Just the tip.
So anyway, we had a great night and came home, laid in bed and chatted. Actually, one of us was not feeling very well, so she wasn't chatting, but... And this morning we're just heading over to the Kira Surf Club, which is just over here, right on the beach, for a coffee, and then we're going to go for a walk. And I'm finally going to be on the beach. Okay guys, so I'm finally back home in Tampa. I got home last night and I've been for a walk this morning to kind of get back into routine, and we're down to the telltale, which was I able to maintain my weight while I was away, which was kind of the overarching goal. I think with my reverse diet, I'm into about my 15th week, but I have had quite a few setbacks or weeks where I was unable to make significant progress just because we were on holidays, eating out, and I really had a hard time being adherent to the macros that I'd set. So I've kind of reset just before I went away to Australia, and my hopes were that I could keep my things together and actually do a really good job at sticking to my goals. So I'm about to go and jump on the scales and just see where I actually am. So let's go and do it. Hey. So there you have it. I definitely put on some weight this holiday period, and I really had to kind of pull it back in a little bit the last week to kind of make up for some of that. So the other thing I've got to think about too is that I was sitting all day yesterday on the plane. So for basically 24 hours, I didn't do anything. So this weigh-in this morning is probably a little bit inflated. So hopefully it does actually start to trend back down this week too.